Welcome into Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm your host and moderator, Sherelle Roberts. So glad you're joining us. And we're here with the Let's Talk team. We've got Susan Mills, Kim Dixon, and a very special member today, meteorologist Dylan Goday. Hey, Dylan.
Thanks for having me on the show. I love it, though. I'm a little uncomfortable in the center of the table.
Well, you are the center of attention today, my friend, because we are expecting freezing temperatures, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy because we never really had our first frost here in Lexington yet.
Right.
We're going to go straight from, not having a frost to a hard freeze. It's not often that happens. Tonight, we're going to dip down in the upper 20s. It's going to be a very cold night.
So can you give us a little forecast?
Yeah, definitely. So those temperatures are going to fall tonight. Good news is, yes, we did see a lot of rain, but that should be drying out overnight before the temperatures drop below freezing. But the biggest thing is, it's going to end the growing season. There's a look at that freeze warning that is in place tonight. So what that means is, those plants, once you get that temperature below freezing for so long during the overnight, that kills off a lot of those plants. But also outdoor pipes, it's the biggest thing. You hear freeze warning, you're thinking, what does that mean in terms of how does it affect me? Well, if you have outdoor pipes or a sprinkler system or something like that, it's best to flush the water out of those, drain those out, and cover up those outdoor pipes, winterize them for the cold season.
Take the hose off the faucet.
Yes, hose off the faucets, make sure there's no water in there, and especially, make sure it's turned off as well.
So if we have outdoor pets, this is probably too cold for them as well,
Yeah, it is. It's not going to be frigid by any means. It's upper 20s. It's Kentucky in the fall, but still, it's the coldest that it's been. And then tomorrow evening, everyone's going to have their kids out. Maybe the pets out too. It's going to be cold. Even during trick-or-treating, the wind chill is going to be below freezing.
What?
So make sure the kids and yourself, bundled up, because that, a lot of people could be getting sick by the end of the week because of that big drop in temperatures.
Well, I want to say I'm glad you were here, Dylan, but that was all bad news.
Oh, I know. But,
give me the good news for the coming up, right?
Yes, this weekend it is going to warm up. Saturday, they postponed the Scare Fest and everything going on downtown. They moved out to Saturday. Weather's going to be perfect. Back to the low 60s by the time Friday and Saturday roll around. So yes, there's light at the end of the tunnel, as I've been talking about today.
Good.
Not confusing at all. No, seriously, thank you, Dylan. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely. And also tomorrow, don't be surprised tomorrow night if there are a couple snowflakes flying out there too.
What? Oh, gracious. No.
Yes, there could be our first flakes on Halloween.
First flakes.
It's not the first time.
Yeah, I know. I was doing a little research. 1993 was actually the coldest Halloween on record here in Lexington. Dropped down to 37 degrees as the high temperature.
Oh, wow.
Not even the low. The high was only 37 in 1993 on Halloween.
Well, I do remember that.
I'll just eat candy at my house. Forget it. I'm not going outside.
Well, nothing is going to stop my kiddos from getting out there and getting that candy.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
Well, thank you, Dylan. We appreciate it. All right, everybody. Let me tell you what else is happening in Talk of the Town. So, you guys remember there's been that big UAW strike. Well, UAW leaders at 4 plants have voted unanimously to approve the tentative agreement made with the automaker. So here's what the workers are going to get. They're going to get a 25% wage increase. Members will receive $1,500 voucher towards a vehicle purchase. They're going to get cost of living adjustments. Ford is also going to invest $750 million in the Kentucky truck plant and $1.2 billion at the Louisville assembly plant. I'd say that was a successful strike.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yep.
Well, they needed that 25% increase. We talked about that maybe a few weeks ago. So this is really, really good news for them.
Yeah, they haven't. Yes, exactly. They haven't had a raise since 2006. So they, this, 25% sounds like a huge amount, but over the time that they've waited for this raise, it's about time.
Yeah.
2006.
Yes,
Yes.
it's been a long time for them, and just happy to see that they're getting
The
that.
cost of living's changed quite a bit.
Because listen, back in 2006, you could go to Burger King and have it your way for 99 cents.
That's right.
$5 hot and ready's at Little Caesars. And no one.
I went the other day to try to get a little double cheeseburger, and my mind was still stuck in, I don't know, 2001 or something. I was expecting it to be like $1.99. They were like, Ford. I said, what?
I wasn't even 10 years old.
Oh, don't say that.
Sorry.
Welcome back here.
Oh my gosh. And finally, in Talk of the Town, and Dylan, you can maybe speak to this a little bit. So early voting is coming up. So we're going to have 3 days of no excuse early voting in Kentucky. Kentuckians can vote early on Thursday, November 2nd through Saturday, November 4th. That is this week.
Yep.
Lord have mercy. So the early voting locations, if you want to find them, go to govoteky.gov. So what's the weather looking like for early voting?
Well, early voting, the weather looks fine. Early next week, it might cool down again, still a little bit far out to know if it's going to rain, or not then. But also, don't forget this weekend, the clocks changed. So you also want to remember that, too.
Falling back.
Wait, what day? What day?
Saturday night into
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
So we
to
get an
Sunday.
extra hour or we lose one?
We get an extra hour.
Depends
sleep.
on if you have kids or not.
Yeah.
Good answer, Susan. Good answer.
I will say I've voted every chance I get. I've had to since I became of age because my dad's an elected official. So I've kind of grown up on that election day
yeah.
since I've been a little kid. So.
Yeah, since you were a little kid 10 years ago.
exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dylan. No, we appreciate it. All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, Dylan's just barely making the cut. How old is too old to trick or treat?
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Garbage time. That phrase never sounded quite right because no part of football is meaningless. So while some folks see garbage, FanDuel sees treasure. We see spreads to cover, overs to hit, and chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle. So don't just watch football this season, cherish it.
Bet $5, get $150 bonus if your team wins, plus a profit boost every single day. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
My name is Margaret. We have lived here in this house ever since 1975. He's not terribly well, and he fell in the bathroom because I was using those stick-on hand grip things. Signed us up like on a Monday, and by Friday they were here installing it. It was pretty amazing.
That bathroom, I never used it until you guys had built it up. And now I use it every day, every single day.
Every morning, he says it's the best thing we ever did.
It's so amazing to see the impact a new shower or bath can have. Folks, you can get started now with free installation on your shower or bath project. All you need to do is call West Shore Home.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. It is time for the Countdown Conversation. This is the part of the show where we discuss as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. This one is funny. Okay, so how old is too old to trick or treat? Like, when do you age out from being able to go up to strangers' doors and ask them for treats? Like, what's the age?
I don't know. I guess maybe when facial hair is happening. 16, 17, I don't know.
That's funny. That's funny.
I think I actually aged myself out when I was in high school because it was like too cool, I'm gonna pass out candy right now. But if I'm being completely honest, my husband and I go trick-or-treating to our pantry just about every night. Find a treat.
So I think I'm gonna be the outlier on this one. I think that kids in their 20s can still go trick-or-treating.
Really?
And yeah, here's why I think so. Because most of my students are in their 20s, and if I even mention candy during class, they're like, candy, candy, candy. So I don't know. If one of them came to the door, I'd be like, okay, here you go.
Did you inform them that you have salted pretzels for them when they got the door?
And toothbrushes?
No, but I did. I said, do you guys want candy on Tuesday? And they were like, yeah, say less. So yeah, yeah.
That's good. Best teacher.
I don't know. I think in my fantasy world, you can be as old as you want to be. Just go for it, man. But I feel like if you can drive,
the candy ship has sailed.
Yeah.
If you could take yourself to a different neighborhood, trick or treat is about making someone else cart you around.
This is true.
All right, up next, not worth it. So there was a big discussion on Reddit. Folks were asking, what are some things that you used to do that now, just not worth it? Folks said things like giving people a hand signal if they cut you off in traffic. Not worth it anymore. People said riding the bus, riding your bike, doing things like that. And so that got me thinking, what sorts of things are just, for us to say, it's not worth it, I'm not doing it anymore.
I mean, they had a long list, and most of them were covered. But for me, eating questionable food out of the refrigerator.
Questionable meaning?
Maybe past the expiration date slightly, but you're really hungry, you're really starving, and you go in the fridge and you're like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna? So the smell test always has to happen. So.
Or if it's furry.
Now, I don't serve it to my family when they come for Thanksgiving or anything. Yeah, if it's furry, it's probably not good.
Throw it out. Yeah. You know what? This is a big one for me. It was, there are those core people, my sounding boards in the life that I go to, that I ask for their opinion on things or their feedback. But other people outside of that immediate circle, I try not to allow their opinions to weigh too heavy on me because it's just not worth it.
That's not.
It's not.
I hear something that I used to do that I'm just done with is wearing spike heels. Man, I am done with uncomfortable shoes, clothes. I mean, I think you can look great, you can feel great without being in severe pain.
Yeah, that's
yes,
true.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah. So mine is staying in dead situations. Y'all, if the situation is dead, do not go get your little AED and try to shock it back to life. If the situation is dead, don't go begging and pleading and trying to fix it. When it's dead, walk away, because you trying to put back together a dead situation is only going to wear you out.
That's true.
It's not worth it.
So true. Not worth it.
Not worth it. Okay, winter clothes. So Dylan just told us about the forecast. It's going to be like, snowman weather tomorrow. And then it's going to be like maybe wear shorts weather on the weekend. When do you bring out the winter clothes? Like, do you keep the buckets out? Have you guys started to do it yet?
I mean, we keep the clothes up in the bedroom closet because I'm half and half boxes right now. It's a little bit of summer here, put it back. No, we're done with the box now. We can put it back. No, I still need it again.
Yes.
It's a very confusing situation.
It is.
So I actually last week it was chilly, like chilly enough where I had to turn on the heat, but I was in the house still cold. So I was like, well, let me go find one of my coats. Couldn't find them anywhere. Went and I opened this box. I was like, maybe it's in here. It was like a whole box full of coats that I had forgotten about. It was like I hit the coat jackpot. I was so excited.
That's so true. I love when you find new to you clothes for the new season. It's like, yes.
Right, exactly. I started this kind of last week because I knew, even probably before Dylan did, that it was going to be cold this week. I kid. He's on top of things. But so, and especially Alex's closet, he has like his short sleeves and the long sleeves, so I kind of moved those to the front and to the back, but I still have access to that. Yeah. But there are some things in my closet that I'll wear all season long, like the little black sleeveless dress. Well, I'll put like a cardigan on it or blazer or something like that. So I never truly put things back in the box. I just reorganize it.
Yeah. I feel like when I start seeing my breath in the mornings, that's pretty much when it happens. But yeah, I've already started making that move too. So yeah, and I try not to put all the summer stuff in a high place where I can't get to it easily. It's like, because just in case, you never know. So once there's a hard, heavy snow, that's generally when I'll get rid of everything and put it away and get the winter out.
Yeah, but in Kentucky again, so when I first moved here, people would say, you don't like the weather? Well, just wait a minute. And I was like, I don't get it. But now I get it. Like, I definitely see what they're talking about here in Kentucky. Well, we've got one more topic, but guess what? We're not going to make it. So we will talk about that one tomorrow, because that's going to be a really good one, and we want to talk to you guys about saving money. So. All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, a fascinating new documentary about women who served in World War I is coming to Kentucky.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Next, ET.
I'm with our friends at The Talk for their big Halloween episode, and only ET is getting in on all the musical fun.
It's an ET exclusive. Plus, we're at Universal Studios. Next, ET.
It's the annual enrollment period for Medicare Advantage plans, and you have a choice, which is why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here to help you get all the benefits you qualify for. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield at 1-800-878-5180 today for a Medicare Advantage plan checkup and make sure you have everything you qualify for in 2024. You can receive more benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-800-878-5180 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2024. You can receive benefits for a $0 monthly premium, like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. So call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield today at 1-800-878-5180 and make sure you're not missing out.
I'm Adriel Camiel. With all the divisions in Frankfort, we need representatives who will stand up for everyone. Everyone needs a good-paying job. Everyone deserves access to health care. Everyone should feel safe from gun violence. Everyone deserves a world-class public education so that we can compete for jobs of the future. I'm Adriel Camiel, and I approve this message because we need someone who will stand up and fight for everyone, and I'm ready to take on that fight.
Monster Night is upon us.
It's Halloween on Dancing with the Stars.
These girls know how to party.
Monster Night on Dancing with the Stars, live Tuesday on ABC and Disney+.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm Sherelle Roberts. We're here with the Let's Talk team, and joining us at the table is our favorite history person, Rebecca Wisniewski from the Kentucky Historical Society. She's the museum programs coordinator. Yay. Hey Rebecca!
Guys, it's so great to be back.
Welcome back.
We missed you too.
Well, you are here to tell us about something called Hello Girls. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so have any of you guys ever heard of the Hello Girls?
No.
No. Okay, so it's World War I. We're in the thick of it, and 223 women who are bilingual, English and French speakers, go and work the telephones over the switchboard in France. And they're in the thick of it. I mean, these women are, they're in the trenches, they're getting bombed on, all that stuff.
Really?
And they do all of this amazing work, and they come back to the U.S. and do not get veteran status. Now, they are trained by the U.S. Army, all of that. They get uniforms. They're held to a high standard. They can be charged by the military police, but they don't get veteran status until the 1970s.
Wow. So this is interesting because you guys have a movie with that same title, Hello Girls, that's coming. Tell us about this movie, this documentary movie.
Right. So the movie, the Hello Girls documentary, is actually based on a book by Elizabeth Cobbs. And it was executive produced and directed by James Lambert. And it really focuses on what these women went through, how they were chosen, because thousands of women flooded to help in the war effort. And I don't know about you guys, but when I think about women helping in the war effort, I think World War II, I think Rosie the Riveter. But there were women wanting to help in World War I too, and they had to turn away and really call out people because you had to be able to be an excellent switchboard operator. They actually found out that young men and men couldn't do it quick enough. They couldn't handle the stress and stuff. So
multitasking was just too hard for them.
A little bit.
Bring in the women. Hello, girls. So this is really a story about a two-front battle, right? So one actually to win the war and one to be recognized. So tell us about that.
Right. So, of course, these women go overseas, do excellent work. Some of them are asked to stay longer, and some of them do. But when they come back, they notice that they're not getting veteran status, and with that status, they're not getting you know, the things that go along
The
with
benefits.
that. Like
Yeah.
the benefits,
Yeah.
exactly.
Any of
So it doesn't get a lot of press. They keep pushing and pushing until, I mean, for some of these women, it's 60 years. So there's only a handful of them surviving to actually see it come to fruition.
So tell us, does this story have any Kentucky connections?
It does. It does. Actually, a young woman by the name of Darnaby Hinton went overseas, and she is from Woodford County. She went from Versailles, Kentucky to Versailles, France.
Oh,
Isn't that hilarious? Yes, yes. So she was a very well-to-do lady. She had the privilege of gaining a bilingual education. So she spoke French very well. She was highly regarded. And she actually stayed in France. She did have an untimely death at the age of 26, but it was not combat related. But you know, even though the Hello Girls documentary, she came with the second wave, and they primarily focused on the first wave of gals that went over. But this documentary really encapsulates a lot of what she stood for, this woman who is well-to-do, this woman who used her talents to help win a war. So yeah, I'm really excited. We hope to have some of her family actually out for the documentary screening.
Oh, that's
Okay,
interesting. So yeah, that's the next question too. Where do people see this? How do we get to see this?
Oh, the Kentucky Historical Society, my favorite place. Yes, so yes, Frankfort, Kentucky, at the Kentucky Historical Society, we are going to be having, it starts at 5 p.m. We're going to actually have folks get to explore our stories, our service exhibit, which focuses on women's veterans. There's going to be a curator talk. We're going to walk you through women's military uniforms over time and how they've evolved to serve the women who are serving. Right, which is going to be really cool. And then we're going to have some sweet treats, some savory snacks before the film.
You're speaking our language right there.
I know. Charcuterie galore, ladies. I promise.
Awesome.
I wouldn't cheat you on that. Yeah. So, and then 5:30 to 6:30, we're going to have the film, and then all the way from our nation's capital, we're going to have James Lambert Terrace, who actually directed.
Okay.
He's going to come and do a Q&A with us.
So
if I don't answer your questions here, come and ask James, because he'd be happy to answer them. And this is November 3rd, so this Friday.
This Friday.
And we kick off at 5, but you know, veterans get in free. Free for veterans.
Good.
We want you to be here. You don't have to be a lady either. Any kind of veteran, just come on down. But it is $15 for members, $25 for non-members. But once again, you're getting that curator talk. You're getting to explore the museum in the evening. You're getting those savory sweets that we love. And of course, a great film and hopefully a really great discussion.
Yeah. So you guys are obviously going all out for this.
Trying, for sure.
Hey, anytime you have charcuterie, you're going all out.
There you go.
But is the film traveling? Is that how we got it, or how did we get it here at the Historical Society?
Well, it all really sparked from this exhibit, Our Stories, Our Service, that focuses on women's veterans and wanting to talk more about their struggle. And even now, like I've learned so much through this entire experience of reaching out. But we reached out to James, and he was more than happy to come out and talk. And he's done a lot of amazing work. He's also focused and done documentaries on the 688, which is a corps of black women who went over during World War II to actually clear the backlog of postage. And they did it, of course, way under the time that the Army had originally docketed for them. They got their work done quick. Once again, women are efficient.
Yes.
So he's really doing a fantastic job of lifting up these women, sharing these marginalized stories that have just been on the fringes for so long.
Yeah. Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for sharing with us. And honestly, I could talk about it for another 10 minutes, but we've got to go to commercial. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Everybody stay with us. Coming up after the break, we highlight the woman we're talking about.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Over the years, people have asked me, how did your firm get so big? The answer is simple. We won a lot. Why do you think some of these other firms are so much smaller? Maybe it's because not many people hire them. In this business, you grow by winning. As America's largest injury law firm, we have more lawyers than any other injury firm. Proof's in the pudding. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face
With every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
This is living proof that there can be life beyond cancer. At Baptist Health, we've treated more patients with breast, colon, and lung cancer than any other health system in Kentucky and southern Indiana. Early detection can help lead to better outcomes. To find out more about our cancer risk assessments and early screening options, visit baptisthealth.com/cancercare.
With FanDuel, every night is a watch party. New customers bet $5 to get $150 bonus if your team wins. Bet all the stars with all your friends and tell them that they get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us with any $5 bet. Only on FanDuel. New customers bet $5 get $150 bonus if your team wins. Plus NBA League Pass on us.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. It's time to highlight our woman we're talking about. And today's woman we're talking about is Dina Parrott. She is the Women's Veterans Program Administrator for the state of Kentucky. Back in 2005, the General Assembly authorized the Kentucky Women Veterans Program to address the unique needs of women who have honorably served. Back in fiscal year 2021, there were 27,000 women veterans who lived in Kentucky. And so they've got plenty of folks to work out their mission with. The mission is to ensure that Kentucky's women veterans have equitable access to federal and state services and benefits. The program provides information, advocacy, outreach, and support to women veterans and their family. And Dina helps to oversee it all. So Dina, thanks so much for all you do. You are a woman worth talking about.
All right.
Well, everybody, you can tell us about a woman we're talking about in your life on our website, WTVQ.com. And thanks for watching, everybody. We had a good time with you today.
A lot of fun.
Very
As
good show.
always.
We'll see you tomorrow.